Ace Corner Silverstone Classic 2017, a proper bike on display, courtesy of Rocker Phil, all the way from Guernsey. A magnificent Triton, Phil, magnificent jacket.
Cheers, Mark.
Tell us about the bike.
Right, okay. Could be a long story. Started life in 1973. I built it in 1973 as a Triton. It's got a 61 original Bonneville motor in it. It's got matching gearbox actually from the original 61 Bonneville. It's got a 59. Technically it's a slimline frame with a Manx back end in it. So it's got the thin tubing, Manx back end in it. That's the frame. So it's a 61 Bonneville with a 59 special Manx back frame. Got a closed ratio gearbox. It's got a crankshaft from a unit construction, Triumph. It's got Thruxton cams, Thruxton followers, Thruxton push rods, special rocker gear. It's got 10.5 pistons, 389 carburetors with matching float bowls. Quite rare to have the two on the outside.
The devil's in the detail. The
Absolutely.
extent of the detail that you've gone to, as you
Yeah.
say, with the kickstart there, the machining on it, the tank strap, the headlight brackets, absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
That detail.
Well,
but give us a clue, the amount of hours you've spent with it.
Well, as anybody will tell you, a Triton is never really finished. So we're always tinkering. It's years, really, quite honestly, Mark. It's years. It just goes on and on. You know, it's just
then you
years.
think of something else.
Change something else. I mean, I had a lovely front brake in it up until a couple of years ago, and I put the twin lead in both sides front brake in it, which is another nice little touch. I mean, little things that people don't notice. The little lever fingers are cut out there. You know, it's just like it's all. The thing is, the difference between this one and a lot of them, to be honest with you, Mark, is most of them buy the stuff off the peg. So a lot of them have got the same sort of gear on it.
What, you can't get it in Guernsey?
Well, no, you can get the stuff off. You can get the stuff off the peg. You can get it anywhere. And but everybody got the same handlebar, headlight brackets. Everybody's got the same tank strap within reason. But this one, it's all bespoke.
Yeah.
I mean, even there, look. I mean, you know, it's got another Acer club there. You know, to lift up for the clip. You see? There's one on the side stand down here in steel, black steel. So it's really is a one-off. You know, it's special.
So, but it all came together, as it were, to start with, back in 1973.
73. Yeah.
And when was it put together in 73?
Yeah.
Riding in
Yeah.
73?
Yeah, it came together in 73. Yeah.
And was that in Guernsey? Or
Yeah. The you know, I started in the rocker scene in 1966 to be exactly correct. I mean, we got the logo on here. This is the Guernsey Rocker Club. We actually started in 1965. I wasn't actually in there in 65. There was a big bunch of them in 65, but between a whole lot of them, they couldn't think of a name, even though the 59 were running then.
So was this coffee bars?
Yeah, coffee bars. Yeah, we didn't do pubs really. It was coffee bars and standing out in the rain in the place that we used to hang out. It's a typical rocker
So
scene.
it rains in Guernsey as well?
Say again?
It rains in Guernsey as well?
It does, yeah. Yeah, so after the first year, somebody came up with the bright idea of seeing the inspiration from the 59, so we called ours the 66, you know, which is rather nice, you know.
So it's nothing to do with football, it's to do
it's the year that we started.
Yeah.
There was actually a club in Jersey, a crowd down there, and they were called the 99. But apparently, the story goes, I did meet them in the day, but they called it after some particular policeman that they got on very well with, number 99 he was, so they named the club after the policeman, which I thought was really nice.
So digressing from the bikes, but it's the whole story.
Yeah.
The rocker back then, 66. You've donned leather jacket, as it were.
Yeah.
Were there mods out there?
Yes, there was a few, and I can tell you a couple of little stories, but you know, it's like we did have a few skirmishes, but it was all really a kick-off from what we was hearing about going off down in Brighton and Southend and wherever, you know. So it was a bit of a copycat thing. Looking back at it now, we've kind of grown up, I suppose. We were a bit childish, but it was what was happening in England, so it was a little bit of business was done.
It was exchange of banter.
It was a little bit of, we'll put it,
it
was a little exchange of banter is about the best way to put it, I suppose, yeah.
Well, I guess the kernel difference really is not so much the clothes, the music. It comes down to these things. These are about speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in 1966, that combination of a Bonneville motor and a featherbed today it's a timeless classic.
Absolutely.
Back then it was a fast bit of kit.
Yeah, it still is, quite frankly. You know, this one's geared up quite high, and well, the Bonneville was called the 120 Bonneville because it supposedly did 120 mile an hour.
After what you've got in your shirt there, I can see the t-shirt underneath.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's Johnny Allen. Actually, that was another little one there. We had a guy in Guernsey that died 3 years back with cancer, and his name was Johnny Allen, funnily enough. And we had one of our Christmas parties in Guernsey, and I was running the club at the time, so we set him up at the end of the night, and we'd actually been up to the NEC, and we'd photographed the official poster that had been done for the real Johnny Allen, but our Johnny Allen from Guernsey was obviously nothing to do with him. So what we did is we filmed the plaque, and then we changed it around a little bit to make it suit him, but it was all on the official. We sort of rigged it, and after we'd had our meal, I said, unbeknown to everybody, all the crowd, we got a bit of a celebrity amongst our midst, and he's always been very modest as our Johnny. And I said, really sort of spoke about his achievements of what he'd done, which was 214 mile an hour in 1956, which was quite good. And Johnny was just sitting back at his table going like, it was quite something. I've got to admit, he was saying like, he's actually gone now, just bless him for old Johnny. He's up there, no doubt.
He lived up to that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For that moment, he lived up to it.
Yeah, and we framed it for him, and he's got that. Well, he had that, and. Actually, with
that speed trials, let's not be forgetting that was a big deal.
That was a couple of Thunderbirds, actually, a couple of cast iron Thunderbirds strapped into this, what they called a cigar, wasn't it?
But it gave rise to this then revolutionary bike, the Bonneville. With
Absolutely. Well, that's why they named it the Bonneville. It was after the salt flats at Bonneville in America. That's why they named it the Triumph Bonneville, which became a legend. And the Bonneville is still being made now, albeit in the modern, incarnation,
If only we all had the skills, the talent that you have.
Yeah.
Get the machine to this standard.
Yeah.
Phil, I want to thank you for bringing it out from Guernsey.
We'd have it like that, Mark.
Here to the home of British motorsport at Silverstone.
Cheers, Mark. That's
Thank you.
Very good. I hope you enjoy it. All the best. And keep on rocking.